Welcome into Rogue Football. I'm your host, Jordan Lugo. Thanks so much for tuning in here today. Right now, we have got a Green Bay Packers 2024 7-round mock draft. It was a resurgent year for the offense in Green Bay. Matt LaFleur, Jordan Love looked like a match made in heaven from a play caller to quarterback standpoint. A ton of young wide receiver and tight end talent. Very strong running game. A defense that needed work, so they brought in Jeff Hafley from Boston College, has NFL experience, right? A lot of fun stuff going on in Green Bay this offseason. Jordan Love, their quarterback, at least in this offense, he can elevate the group around him with his arm talent, playmaking ability, arm elasticity. This is a guy that not only made a lot of plays that were available to him, his arm talent, his ability to throw off platform, it's special. And you saw that on display in 2023 for the Green Bay Packers. Looking at this offseason, right, I mentioned they brought in Jeff Hafley. That is a big change on the defensive side of the ball, switching to a 4-3 front. But David Bakhtiari on offense, the offensive tackle, left tackle, that situation looms large. They only have $13 million in cap space right now, but they could have almost $21 million more if they decide to move on from David Bakhtiari. And I know that there's an incentive in the middle of March, so we'll see how it all plays out there. He's barely played the last 2 years, but when healthy, he's been one of the best left tackles in the game. So we'll see how it plays out there in Green Bay with David Bakhtiari. Aaron Jones, he is a big-time running back, but a big cap hit as well. I say you keep him. I love his game. Keep him at least one more year. You're not trying to blow things up too much this year. You want to be able to win now while continuing to build on this young roster, because it is a young roster. They overexceeded expectations in 2023. While some people might say, let's go all in on 2024, I think continuing to build the right way is the proper course of action for the Green Bay Packers, and probably exactly what they will do. And again, they can clear up a lot of cap space by moving on from David Bakhtiari, a player who you haven't had available much at all the last 2 seasons. I think, unfortunately, that's probably the right course of action for them. Moving on from a guy that's kind of a legend around there. Looking at their team needs, safety, in my opinion, you've got 3 guys that are set to hit free agency. Linebacker, you've got a new defensive front, so I think you're going to need to upgrade that position group, right? You're switching defenses from a 3-4 to a 4-3. You need off-ball linebackers that fit that system. Maybe left tackle if you move on from David Bakhtiari back on the offensive line. I will say Rasheed Walker, he played admirably last year. Don't know if he's a long-term starter. At right guard, John Runyon is a free agent, so if he walks, you might need a right guard as well. You'd probably improve cornerback, your whole secondary, really. As I mentioned, safety before. Obviously, you have Jair Alexander, Eric Stokes, a couple other young guys you feel pretty good about. But I think as you continue to build out this roster, you want to continue to improve the entire secondary. And running back, I think, is a long-term need as well. So you kind of look across the defensive front, the defensive line, you feel good about a lot of those guys up there, a lot of the depth you have as well. But everywhere else, I think there's some options you could look to try to upgrade. Probably wide receiver and tight end you're feeling pretty good about with the young talent you have. Christian Watson didn't really have the season you would expect in 2023, but he was dealing with injury. I know they still like him a lot, and all the other young pieces stepped up. You have 2 really quality young tight ends you drafted last year. 11 picks heading into this 2024 NFL draft. Let's go ahead and fire it up. 25 overall. Top cornerbacks outside of Ennis Rakestraw, they're all gone off the board. And Ennis Rakestraw might be a little early to take him. The top tackles are gone. Tyler Guyton, he is the best available tackle on the board. Not reaching for either of those guys. Not reaching for a linebacker here. I love Tyler Nubin in this spot to come in and play safety for you. Played at an extremely high level as a ball hawk. I love Zach Frazier, who would be a stalwart at center, maybe be able to play guard. I know Josh Myers returns, but to me, you could upgrade center as well. I know not a lot of people have been talking about that, but certainly I think you could upgrade there. I really love Graham Barton, though, too. They might need a tackle. They might need a guard. I know he can play at a high level at guard at the NFL level. Maybe he can play tackle, too. That's where he's been at Duke the last few years. Doesn't have the greatest length, but a very good athlete. Tenacious in the run game. Good pass protector as well. Great feet. Has good hands. Obviously, he can only fill one spot for you. But I think protecting Jordan Love, protecting the investment, creating space in the run game makes a ton of sense. So that's why we're going Graham Barton here at 25 overall. At 43, would you look at that? One of the guys we were thinking about at 25, still on the board, and safety Tyler Nubin, who is a first-round pick for me. Sign me up all the way. All the way. This is a ball hawk with good range, length, fluidity, and a guy who can play the run as well. I don't think he is an elite speedster, but everything else he brings to the table at an extremely high level. And I do think he is a good explosive athlete, knows how to pick the ball off, knows how to get his hands on the football, would be fired up to land him, to be able to come in Jeff Hafley's defense and start to make plays for you immediately, right? At 58 overall, this is a spot where, 2 second-round picks, I think you can afford to kind of take a swing right here. Peyton Wilson, the linebacker out of NC State, if he passes your medicals, this could be such a steal because he absolutely does have first-round talent, does not have long arms, but this is an incredibly instinctive linebacker, incredibly fast, explosive. He's a game-changing type of player at the linebacker position, perfect for a 4-3 defense. I think that Peyton Wilson, if you want to take a swing here, makes a ton of sense for them. And then at 88 overall, running back Blake Corum, future starting running back Blake Corum out of Michigan for the Green Bay Packers. He can be a big-time impact 3-down back for you. He's tough as nails, ran well at the combine, aced all the on-field work. I love this fit for them to come in and, potentially be the RB2 in 2024 behind Aaron Jones, but then long-term be a starter, a guy who can be a stalwart for you, and again, play on all 3 downs, get everything you need done at the running back position. Ran a 4.53, which was a good time for him. I love Blake Corum, and I love the fit in Green Bay. At 91 overall, offensive tackle Roger Rosengarten. Are you kidding me? Such a smooth mover, good athlete, blindside protector. They only moved him over to right tackle at Washington to protect Michael Penix's blindside, right? He is starting sooner rather than later, maybe immediately for you if Bakhtiari moves on at left tackle, in my opinion. Protect Jordan Love, get some movement in the running game. Tremendous hands, tremendous feet. I love Roger Rosengarten and the fit that he would be in Green Bay. At 127 overall, another really good fit. Cornerback Elijah Jones out of Boston College. Jeff Hafley will pay for the movers, right? Come over, play for the same coach. This guy crushed the combine, looked great at the Senior Bowl. The tape was really good this year. 4.44 40-yard dash, 42.5-inch vert, 10.11 broad at over 6'1", 185 pounds. Very good length he brings to the table as well. I think that's just that's a no-brainer if he's there at 127. At 168, linebacker Edifuan Olafishoyo. Probably butchered that name. Insurance for Peyton Wilson, insurance for Quay Walker, maybe a base starter alongside those guys. Absolutely crushed the combine, has good size and length, is good in coverage, a good run defender as well for Washington over the last couple years. I think he makes a ton of sense. At 204, we were offered a trade for 2 future picks, a 6th and a 7th, so we will give up our 6th in a class where we have so many picks. More picks than we know what to do with, right? At 216 overall, safety Malik Mustafa out of Wake Forest, a spark plug, a short king, plenty of mass on his frame, just not the tallest guy out there, but so much energy and effort. He's a playmaker, a guy who can be a chess piece, line up in a lot of different places for your defense. At 243, tight end Eric All. Yes, I know we have 2 young bucks at tight end, but they are very good players, right? But Eric All is a good athlete, good size, a nice project here, a former big-time recruit at the tight end position who dealt with injury in 2022, kind of derailed things for him, transferred over to Iowa. He is a good football player. I think he comes in and he's able to make your roster. At 251, wide receiver Anthony Gould is still on the board, another short king. I know we've got a lot of wide receiver talent, but just too good to pass on here. He can absolutely fly, a great route runner, great hands, great returner as well. So this is a player who you add who can bring special teams value and also contribute in a role on your offense, no doubt about it. And now the Green Bay Packers, they are poised to push for an NFC crown, a well-designed offense, a quarterback who can sling it all over the yard, elevate the pieces around him, talented pass catchers, a retooled offensive line. You got Blake Corum coming in to kind of solidify things with the running back room, linebackers that can make plays in this new defense. Same thing can be said at safety. Elijah Jones fits like a glove coming over with Jeff Hafley from Boston College. If you're a Green Bay Packers fan, would love to know what you think about this mock draft. Hit me up right down in the comments section. Let me know what you think. And if you enjoy the content here, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Y'all have a good one.